Mr. President, at this juncture, I move that we dispense with the reading of the Journal of the 61st Session, Wednesday, May 6, 2026, and consider the same as approved. Mr. President, before we do that, may we, the gentleman from Cavite, Senator Ping Lacson, is seeking the floor. I move that he be recognized, Mr. President.
Senator Lacson is
Thank you, Mr. President. Before we approve the journal, before we act on the motion of the acting majority leader, I have a parliamentary inquiry. Yesterday, two motions were made. No? The first one made by Senator Villanueva, citing in contempt of the Senate the NBI agents who allegedly tried to prevent Senator De La Rosa from attending yesterday's session. And the second one, concerning the proposed amendments to the rules a motion made by Senator Marcoleta. On the first motion, Mr. President, I would just like to ask how my vote was counted.
yeah. There was no division of the House.
I have a copy of the TSN of yesterday's session, Mr. President, and it says, which led to the, and I quote, in part, which led to the body's unanimous consent to move that we cite in contempt those individuals running after Senator Ronald Bato de la Rosa. Mr. President, as per our rules, particularly Rule 41, Section 117, it says here, the vote of a senator absent from the session at the moment he is called to vote shall not be counted. At that time, we were at the lounge along with Senator Tito Soto, Senator Risa, Senator Kiko, and Senator Mix. We were at the lounge and we were monitoring the proceedings, the ongoing session. And to say that my vote is counted along with the others because it says here unanimous, that's why I stood up before we approved the journal.
For a full explanation of that, I will refer to the Committee on Rules because to my knowledge, that is the tradition of this chamber. When we pass resolutions and there's no objection, whoever is present during that time is counted as to have voted for it. That has been the tradition even during the time of Senator Soto.
Thank you, Mr. President.
But if that is the inquiry, so that we can set straight our rules and the records, if the gentleman wishes, I will refer to the Committee on Rules and ask them to report out maybe by Monday.
Thank you, Mr. President. Except that Rule 41, as I mentioned, Section 117,
Yes.
maliwanag po sinasabi, pagka wala yung senador sa session hall at the moment he is called to vote, shall not be counted.
Yes. Which, for example, the resolution against the Chinese ambassador, many of us weren't in the session hall. Pero nung sinabing no objection, kinount din lahat. So, in many periods. But I see the gentleman's point, and if we want to be accurate, then let's ask the Committee on Rules, which includes the minority, to come out with a better formulation.
Let it be placed on record, Mr. President, that my manifestation does not in any way showing sympathy with the NBI agents who grappled with our colleague here. In the first place, Senator De La Rosa is a fellow Cavalier, not to mention a former subordinate in the defunct Presidential Anti-Organized Crime Task Force, and he's a fellow senator.
That's very,
So, just to
yes, that's
just
very
to
well
set the record
taken.
straight.
And for the record, Senator Lacson has always stood up if he thinks that there's a misapplication of the rules. But just on that point of the NBI, I think we're far from going into the whole truth because early this morning, I think 7 a.m., I was watching the videos. I do not know whose vehicle it is, but it's a white vehicle with 7. Lumalabas ng Senate pinipilit ng NBI na ocular inspection at tignan sa loob, which is a violation if you do it anywhere in the country but right outside our gates. So although we agreed with the NBI director for fact-finding, I think this issue is far from over. So I thank you, Senator Lacson, for making that nuance that you are talking about the rules, not the sentiment of the Senate to protect our integrity.
On the substantive aspect of my manifestation, Mr. President, para lang hindi na maulit, kasi meron tayong jurisprudence, yung Ong, remember Lincoln Ong of the Parmali controversy, GR number 257401. Bago po ito yung leading case, March 2023. Sinabi ng Supreme Court, and I'll just mention the separate concurring opinion of the no less than the Chief Justice Alex Gesmundo. Sinabi rito, as succinctly pointed out by the Chief Justice Alexander G. Gesmundo, witnesses who are charged by Congress with giving false or evasive test, this is pertaining to the committee hearings, pero must be accorded stricter due process. So yung nangyari kahapon sa President, and I was about to ask again, if it was a direct contempt or an indirect contempt. Because if it was an indirect contempt, all the more that they should have been asked to explain first before they were cited in contempt of the Senate and thereafter taken under the custody of the Senate. So procedurally incorrect or infirm yung ating ginawa. Kaya ko lang pinopoint out para i-correct lang natin yung ating sarili.
So, the Minority Leader, the former Senate President first before I comment.
Yes, Mr. President. I yield.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Mr. President. Do I take it that you mean that the practice that we've had before is that when a vote is taken and no one objects, those who answer the call of the roll are deemed present and are deemed that have approved?
I found out when they voted on the resolution where I interpolated Senator Pangilinan. So I was in my room, not on the floor, and I was explained to me that that's the procedure. So even under your Senate Presidency Minority Leader.
Correct.
So that's why I was answering Senator Lacson that I see his point, but to my knowledge, that is the tradition.
Yes, I agree. As a matter of fact, I agree with what you said in your answer to Senator Lacson. But my point, Mr. President, then, in that case, then one of us or I, who have voted in favor, based on our tradition, would like a reconsideration, a motion for reconsideration of the motion to contempt.
To contempt.
Not because it is, again, like what Senator Lacson mentioned, it's not about, does not have anything to do with the people of the NBI or us or Senator Bato. It's only based on rules.
Yes.
Why? So, can we move for a reconsideration, Mr. President, so I can explain why?
That is your right, Minority Leader.
All right, thank you,
so
sir.
anyone who on record voted for any motion has the right during the next day, and actually we're in the same session day, within 2 session days, and technically we're in the same session day. So it is your right to move for reconsideration. Then the Majority Leader will either adhere or will object.
All right, correct. Thank you, Mr. President. Now, here's the point. Based on our rules, the rules of the Senate, and it is consistent with the fact of the contempt of power of the Senate is limited only during inquiries in aid of legislation. This is what the Committee on Rules will have to tackle in that particular motion to sign in contempt anyone from the session hall. The impeachment court is empowered too, but not the Senate. I cannot find it in the rules. So Section 18 of the Senate Resolution number 5, the rules of procedure governing inquiries and in aid of legislation, provides that a chairman, with the concurrence of at least one member of the committee, may banish or cite in contempt any witness before a committee who disobeys any order of the committee or refuses to be sworn or testify or for falsely or evasively testifying. Further, as emphasized in this Senate Resolution 145, the power of contempt is inherent to the enforcement of the right to conduct inquiries in aid of legislation. So, in fact, Senate Resolution 237, such power of contempt was delegated to the subcommittees as they comprise the same membership as the main committee and should have the committee's full powers, including the power to cite and punish witnesses in contempt. All right. Now, the other instance that we are allowed to the power of contempt is during impeachment proceedings constituted as an impeachment court, not as a Senate, only in committee hearings in aid of legislation. So, the only instance that contempt is mentioned in our rules is the duty of the Sergeant at Arms to enforce a citation in contempt issued by any committee of the Senate and to detain and place under custody witnesses, etc., etc. And the jurisprudence mentioned by Senator Lacson by the Supreme Court in Uy Ong versus Senate of the Philippines, the Supreme Court discussed that concomitant to the power of legislature to conduct inquiries in aid of legislation is its power of contempt impliedly provided under the 1987 Constitution. So that is my point, Mr. President. So I think we should not approve the motion to contempt right away without consulting the Committee on Rules to find out whether this is correct or not. That we can only cite in contempt, the Senate can cite in contempt when we are in aid of legislation and we are in a committee.
Yes.
Maybe
Before we have a ruling, let me
Yes.
just expound on the decision yesterday. The chair yesterday mentioned that in several Supreme Court decisions, as early as Arnold versus Nazareno, the Supreme Court upheld the inherent right to self-preservation of the legislative body. And the chair explained that if a committee is given a power to hold in contempt, so much more the plenary. And that there are two kinds of contempt. The indirect contempt and the direct contempt. So for example, if Maria and Pedro were now sitting in the gallery and they started shouting, if the Sergeant at Arms took them out, but they came back and they started throwing stones, we can hold them, or they had guns, we can send them for inquest, or we can hold them in contempt because it's part of self-preservation. So even in the decision mentioned by Senator Lacson has to deal with the issue at hand. The ratio decidendi, or the reason for the decision, always deals with only the issue at hand. And the issue at hand then was the contempt powers of legislation in aid of legislation. But despite that, still the Supreme Court again said, indeed, the exercise of contempt power by legislature is anchored on self-preservation, and they had a footnote from the previous cases. Having said that, I'd like to ask the pleasure of the minority leader.
Yes.
Would you like to vote on it, or would you like us to send this to the legal and then give them a day or two to, or until Monday
yeah.
because the problem
I
with...
was thinking of that, Mr. President,
Yes.
if you don't mind. I'm sorry for
Yes,
interrupting
go ahead,
you.
sir.
Because the Supreme Court itself laid down the limitations. That's why we have to discuss it in perhaps in
Yes,
the committee or
yes.
the legal. No, the first limitation: the subject hearings were conducted in aid of legislation. One. Two. Second limitation, the assailed rules are compliant with the publication requirement of Section 21, Article 6 of the 1987 Constitution. And the third limitation is that the committee failed to accord petitioners their constitutional right to due process relative to the conduct of its proceedings. Therefore, we were in plenary session yesterday and then we were suspended when this event was being discussed. So, again, the pleasure, really, Mr. President, if you do not mind, is that we refer the motion
Yes.
to the Committee on Rules.
We are in agreement, but just to explain, one example I gave yesterday, even if it wasn't in the rules of court, or even if there's no precedent, if we were in the Supreme Court, and while they were in hearing, I ran after or tried to arrest or tried to mug one of the justices, they can hold me in direct contempt because it's really about self-preservation. So the events yesterday was so grave that yes, we need cooler heads because we really have to discuss the problems of agriculture, the problems of the economy, problems of transportation. Naghihirap talaga mga kababayan natin. And of course, we're all aware that the House voted for impeachment yesterday, so we're all preparing for that. But at the same time, we have to show the world, including our local law enforcers, that you cannot play around with the Senate as an institution. And when you're trying to prevent a member from attending, that is direct contempt of the Senate. So I'm in agreement if we can all agree that we send it first to the
Yes.
legal, and maybe we'll invite any legal staff of all the Senate offices so that they can participate there.
All
Because
right.
it's an issue that, so that we won't take one opinion, hook, line, and sinker, but get all the brilliant minds of the offices of the 24 senators, then discuss it, and we'll hold the reconsideration in abeyance until we have that, if it's acceptable to the former Senate President.
I concur. So I so move, Mr. President.
Thank you very. So, is there any objection to the motion that the ruling, the motion and the ruling to hold in contempt will be now referred and studied by our legal department, who will also invite lawyers from each and every OS or office of the senators or the 24 senators? If there's none, then
Mr. President, on the second point,
yes.
the second motion made by Senator Marcoleta proposing that Rule 14, Section 41B of the Senate Rules be amended by including a new Section 41C. Now, while I commend the Senate President for deferring action on the motion of the Honorable Marcoleta, but still, we should bear in mind that if we amend our rules, necessarily we should refer it to the Committee on Rules. We cannot just decide in plenary to right there and then amend the rules. If I am correct in that regard, Mr. President.
You're not only correct, that's what happened. I referred it to the
Yes,
committee.
that's why I express my admiration and commendation for the action taken by the Senate President.
Yes.
So we're clear on that.
Yes. My interpretation, Senator Lacson, is that was the intent of Senator Marcoleta. That because the rules is that 1 day for consideration. Yeah, for a motion, it's 1 day. I'll just paraphrase. So my interpretation, of course, I didn't stand up and go near to Senator Marcoleta, but my interpretation was that my understanding is I always have to follow the rules. We always have to follow. So when a senator makes a motion and there is a specific rule, then we will follow. But the Committee on Rules is allowed to meet right away. But that doesn't mean they can meet right away and not follow the 1 day rule.
Thank you for the
And thank you for...
That would be all.
Yes. And to be fair to our former Senate President, Mig Subiri, he also made it very clear that our tradition is that if it is amendment of the rules, we consult and then we not only give a copy. So actually the Secretariat rewrote the proposal, and maybe I could just say that all of these were a product of what happened yesterday. No? And of course, most of us had some sleep last night. I don't know Senator Bato if he had good sleep. He told me he was not able to sleep last night, but Senator Padilla, who stayed with him, said you were sleeping very well. So, but maybe cooler heads today, and hopefully we'll get our job done. No? Yeah.
Yes,
Majority Leader.
Yes, Mr.
Thank you,
President.
Senator Lacson.
Thank you, Mr. President, and also just to put on record, this representation, when this representation filed that motion, I was actually asking the plenary during that time about the possibility of looking into that particular incident. But anyway, Mr. President, we just also want to put on record that what we are trying to approve, Mr. President, the journal of the 61st session Wednesday was last May 6, Mr. President, not yesterday. So just to put that on record, it's May 6, 2026 was last week, and that is the motion that we are putting.
So any
on the
objection
table.
that we approve the journal of the session of Wednesday, May 6, 2026? If there's no objection or amendments, the motion is approved.
Thank you, Mr. President. And before we proceed, may I just put into the records, Mr. President, our gratitude and thanks for our guests who are here with us, guests of Senator Padilla, the Bangsamoro women from Barangay Maharlika, Taguig City. Mr. President, they are here. Guests of Senator Ontiveros, LGU officials of Bulalakaw, Oriental Mindoro, led by Mayor Lumelito Cabagay. We welcome them in this August chamber, Mr. President.
You're recognized and welcome. No?
Mr. President,
Maybe, Majority Leader, in behalf also of the Senate, I also apologize to those who had to stay longer within the Senate yesterday while we were identifying the agents who ran after Senator Bato. I think even former CHED head Popoy De Vera and many others were here. And Senator Pia also reminded me that there are hearings scheduled, and just to inform the body, the tradition is even if the positions are vacant, you can continue with the scheduled hearings because they are the same members and the chairman is automatically a member. Senator Bam Aquino?
Mr. President, I'd like to clarify, there's a BICAM scheduled for Thursday
Yes.
on the voucher bill, which has been passed on third reading here and in the House. Shall we also continue with the BICAM for the voucher program, Mr.
Yeah,
President?
if there's no objection, I think we should all continue. And in fact, I'm hoping to have a all Senator caucus soon. I just don't know if today or tomorrow to discuss the committees and to even consult the minority even before we offer certain committees. But anything that is pending and should be, I think the only things that are technically on hold is new hearings and the sponsorships on the floor pending designation of chairmen.
Thank you for the
Thank you for
clarification,
asking
Mr.
that,
President.
Mr. President,
Senator
Senator Pangilinan is
Pangilinan.
also seeking the floor.
It's just a clarification as regards the hearings of the committees that can be conducted. When we say we will not be conducting new hearings, does this exclude hearings that were suspended and will just be under our rules allowed to resume as the hearings have yet to be terminated?
So the tradition is if there's a vacancy in the chairmanship, there's a vice chairman that takes over. But if the vacancy is in all,
Which is the case, Mr. President,
yeah,
because
in all, the chairman can continue the hearings that are ongoing. So my interpretation is, let's say you had a hearing today, you conducted it, then you say the next hearing is Monday. But we hope to finish the committees by Monday in consultation with everyone so that hindi nga maipit lahat ng trabaho natin.
So with the understanding, Mr. President, that this suspension of our rules by unanimous consent,
It's not a suspension, it's a tradition that is consistent with the rules. Because when you're chairman, you're automatically still a member of that. Yes. I'm telling you what the Secretariat informed me yesterday because Senator Pia called me and said, called my attention and told me na presyo ng kuryente yung hearing niya. So unless we designate her again as chairman of energy. So I consulted the secretariat and they mentioned the tradition that you don't have to cancel the hearing.
Just a question, Mr. President.
Yes, Mr.
Thank you.
Independent.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Independent leader, there's two of you.
There's two of us, two independent leaders. But Mr. President, just a quick question. Yes, because it's a bit confusing to our colleagues when they asked about their committee reports. Some are already supposed to be handled on the floor, the committee hearings, because I can recall that the motion yesterday was all positions vacant. So if it's all positions vacant, that would also mean the memberships,
Yes.
Mr. President. So,
That's correct.
yeah, so I'm just asking for clarification so that we can be guided accordingly. If we do, then we have to reorganize really quickly.
That's why, Mr. President, if I may suggest, by unanimous consent, we can suspend our rules. And I would like to think that would be the better route in terms of allowing hearings to be conducted by former committee chairpersons and former members until Monday, as the Senate President earlier mentioned, that you would have disposed of the issue by Monday.
Yes. I am overwhelmed by the number of brilliant minds and former Senate Presidents. So with your permission to answer the question, former Senate President Escudero will give
Yes,
his
Mr. President, to lend some clarity to the issue at hand, I would like to read and spread onto the record Section 19 of our own rules. The chairman and the members of the permanent committee shall commence in the exercise of their duties upon their election. They shall cease when their successors shall have been elected or designated. So my understanding, given the plain meaning of this rule, is that the chairman, although their positions were respectively declared vacant to avoid a void, shall continue until their successors shall have been designated and or elected. My understanding further is that should there be any BICAM that needs to be done or finished within this week until their successor shall have been elected, then it should proceed so as not to cause any undue delay without need of suspending the rules, Mr. President. I submit, Mr. President.
Yes.
Again, Mr. President, it's the point. Well, the motion yesterday was to declare the positions vacant. So there is no chair, there is no vice chair. There